It's Sunday. A new week is starting. In this quiet, we have a choice to make that will color the next 7 days. So let me ask you, are you walking into this week with faith or with fear? Are you anticipating God's goodness or bracing for the world's chaos? The posture of your heart right now will become the path your feet walk all week long. Fear builds walls, but faith builds bridges. All week we've talked about resurrection, faith, and letting go. We've celebrated the empty tomb and discussed faith as a confident assurance in what we do not see. But today, this is where it becomes real, where theology is no longer a concept to be studied, but a reality to be lived. The real question is, will these truths travel with us into Monday and sustain us through the challenges of the week? Faith is not tested when everything is going well. The true proving ground for our faith is found in the valley, not on the mountaintop. Faith is tested when you don't have all the answers, when you don't see the outcome, and when things don't feel stable. It's when the doctor's report is uncertain or the path forward is shrouded in fog. That is the arena of faith. That is where what we say we believe is forged into what we know. Right now, people are worried about money, about the future, about what's happening in the world. The headlines shout anxiety, and there's a collective hum of uncertainty that can easily seep into our own hearts. And it's easy to let that fear take over. Fear is a persuasive voice. It whispers, "What if?" and paints vivid pictures of worst-case scenarios. It shrinks your world down to the size of your problem, and you forget the power and promises of the God you serve. But the Bible says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart." It continues, "And lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." This isn't a gentle suggestion. It's a divine instruction for peace. It's a command to shift the weight of your worries from your limited understanding onto his infinite wisdom. Not when it's easy, not when it makes sense, but especially when you don't understand. Trusting God when the path is clear is simple navigation. Trusting God when the path is gone, that is faith. It's believing his perspective is higher than yours and that his plan is unfolding even in the chaos. Think about when Peter stepped out of the boat. The disciples are terrified, battling a raging storm. They see a figure walking on the water. But then Jesus speaks. "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid." And Peter, in a moment of audacious faith, says, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water." The storm didn't stop. The wind didn't calm down. Jesus didn't silence the waves and then invite Peter out. The invitation was into the middle of the storm, not after it had passed. But he still walked, because his focus was on Jesus. For a few incredible moments, Peter did the impossible. He walked on water. It was only when he looked away, when he noticed the wind and the waves, that he began to sink. The storm hadn't changed, but his focus had. So here's the question for you today. What are you focusing on this week? Are your eyes fixed on the size of the waves in your life? The financial pressure, the relational strain, the uncertain future? Or are they fixed on the one who walks on top of those waves? Your focus determines your foundation. The problem, or the God who is greater than it? The diagnosis, or the great physician? The debt, or the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills? The conflict, or the Prince of Peace? Every single moment, you are making a choice about where you will direct your gaze. If you're choosing to trust God this week, say it out loud. I trust God. Let your own ears hear your declaration of dependence. This is an act of war against fear. It's aligning your heart and your voice with the truth of who God is. Say it again, like you mean it. I trust God. Your peace will not come from a perfect situation. If you are waiting for all your problems to be solved before you feel peace, you will be waiting forever. Peace is not the absence of trouble. It is the presence of God in the midst of trouble. It will come from trusting a perfect God, a God who is sovereign, good, and who loves you with an everlasting love. A God whose plans for you are for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Your situation is temporary. Your God is eternal. Anchor your soul to Him. This week, Don't just talk about faith. Walk in it. Let your actions be the evidence of your trust. When worry tries to creep in, turn it into a prayer. When you feel overwhelmed, read His promises. When you have a choice between fear and faith, consciously choose faith. Don't just believe God is able, live like He is. Live with an expectation of His goodness. Make decisions based on His wisdom, not your worry. Face your challenges not with a sigh of defeat, but with the quiet confidence of a child whose father owns the world. Because the same God who brought you this far is not about to leave you now.